Hey YouTube, welcome to Singapore. So today is day 2. We got here yesterday after a 16-hour flight. Thankfully it was nonstop, so that was a blessing. We didn't have to stop and have a layover anywhere. And I'd done some research and looking for like jet lag calculators, and so found a website that tells you kind of when to sleep, like when to stay awake and when to sleep, so that when you land, you know, you're not tired, you're not suffering from jet lag. And I will say that it worked. We got in at 8 a.m., came to the hotel, checked in. After we checked in, we went to the Palawan Beach, and they have a go-kart kind of like driving circuit. And so we did some rounds over there. It's called Hyperdrive. I ended up in last place both rounds, but it was fun. I don't like driving fast, so it was definitely an experience. And your girl definitely, they tell you not to hit the brake and the gas at the same time. And I did, and did like a full 360 kind of spin into the wall, causing a few yellow flags where everybody had to slow down around me. So apologies, but it was a good time. And then after Hyperdrive, we rented out a daybed at a little swim up bar / restaurant called 12, and that was really, really nice. Here we are, we're on day 2, and I'm excited. Today I'm gonna do a lot of exploring, so we'll see what we get into, but first let's get ready. We're gonna do a little light touch today. And I promise, I know I'm in a robe, and I was in a robe on the first video in my booktube newbie tag. I promise it is not gonna become a habit. Or maybe it will, who knows. I will say that this Fenty skin tint is the truth, it's the bomb. Like, you don't really have to do anything. A little goes a long way, and you know, it just evens things out so you're nice and dewy and glowy. Actually, maybe we should move into the bathroom so that I don't have to keep turning away from you all while I fix my face. So let's go. We flew Singapore Airlines from LA, and beforehand I'd heard lots of good things about the airline, no bad reviews or anything, and I will say that I think that the things that we heard were true, so that was good. The service was good. I think the only thing that left us a little bit wanting was the food. It was not the greatest. And after flying on Emirates last year, they had this chicken tikka that I still think about to this day. Yeah, it just was not the same. It was okay, it was edible, but it wasn't great. And I will say I was a little disappointed because there was supposed to be 3 options for breakfast, and I know I'm gonna sound whiny, like I'm complaining about nothing, but guys, it's food and I love food, so it is a big deal. They were supposed to have pancakes as an option for breakfast. It was pancakes, an omelet, and this like chicken noodle thing in case people wanted a dinner option at breakfast instead of breakfast. And they didn't have the pancakes, and I don't eat eggs, so here I am in the morning when I really, really wanted breakfast, having this like noodles with chicken, but then the sides that they gave you to pair with were breakfast sides. So I'm having chicken noodle like dinner with a blueberry Chobani yogurt. Didn't make a lot of sense. That would be why I would knock it down to probably 3.5 to 4 stars for the trip. But yeah, otherwise it was good. Let me grab the rest of my stuff. Okay. And so we are staying at the Shangri-La Singapore. It is really, really nice. It is the answer to all of my plant dreams. They literally have plants everywhere. They have a spa, they have a gym. I've been to the gym this morning. We're gonna go to the spa later this week. They have 4 or 5 restaurants, I think. We are really trying to embrace being here, eating more locally, you know, not chains or things that we can find in other places. But we do have a few dinner reservations, well, dinner or lunch reservations while we're here, just because of timing and things like that. And we are dressed. Let's go do a little fit check real quick. Let's go get to walking. Hey guys, so it is day 3. So yesterday I went to the Orchard Library and it did not disappoint. Lived up to the pictures, lived up to the hype, but I was a little taken aback about how quiet it was, and I don't know why. Like, it is a library, Marlena, but I just didn't expect it to be like you could hear a pin drop quiet, and it was. But if I lived here, I know that I'd be there all day, all the time. They had these little nooks that you could go and read, and there's like a great view, little pods and other places for you to study, so great for students and people who just want to read in the library in a quiet, safe space. So yeah, and then I left the library and stumbled across 2 more bookstores in the Orchard Center, the Orchard Gateway, and then ended up inevitably finding some book fair going on in the middle of one of their commercial centers, and it was buy 3 for 25 Singaporean dollars or 1 book for $10. But I got so upset because I saw so many books that I wanted to get, but they were the 2nd or 3rd book in a series that I haven't read, and I just didn't know if I wanted to take the chance that I wasn't going to like the 1st book and then not want to read the 2nd book, or, you know. So I unfortunately did not pick up any books on that trip, but it's all good. We got time. And I picked up a book from the airport before we got here, The Hurricane War. So your girl bought a book at the airport, like she always does. So now I am headed to the pool at the hotel.
Bottoms up.
I could see if I just close my eyes. Have the foresight to believe. Time don't move backwards, it speeds to the future fearlessly. Charging forward when I open my mouth, though I may not know how. I know I was born to sing. Travel the world, raise baby girls, bury my best friend.
And we are back from Singapore. Oak is glad that we're back. Aren't you glad we're back, Oak? So we're back. We had an amazing time. Yeah, it's just, it's tiring to come back and have to unpack and unwind and do all of that stuff. But so I guess I'll start with the piece by piece. I think it makes more sense. We spent 5 days. Yeah, 5 days there. We flew Singapore Air. I talked about the airline earlier in the video. Great. The only thing that left us wanting was food. But that's a lot of these airlines, right? Especially if you're flying economy, and we're not at business class or first class yet. One day in the future, but not right now. The hotel was beautiful. I shared clips in the video as well. It was the Shangri-La Singapore. We could have stayed at a hotel that was closer to the near the bay and the Keys and all the other areas, but I actually liked that we were a little farther removed from a lot of what was going on in the city and the tourist stuff, so that we got kind of a little break away from those things, and none of the things that we wanted to do within the city was too far, too expensive. We initially thought that we were going to try to use a lot of the transit system and walk and things like that, but our hotel wasn't really near any transit systems, and it would have been really long walks. We would have been really taking away from the trip, spending so much time during travel. So we used their iteration of Uber, which is called Grab, or we would just use the taxis at the hotel. And I think our most expensive taxi was probably about $23-25 Singapore, which translates probably around to $20 USD. So not bad at all. We tried to eat out at a lot of local restaurants that weren't chains, and the Violet Un restaurant in the National Gallery, chef's kiss. We did end up finding out that it's a little bit of a chain because they do have one in Jewel Changi in the airport, but highly recommend. It was so good. We tried a lot of the local foods and things. We went to La Pusat. We went down to the Clarke Quay and ate dinner there. Went out to some bars and stuff one night. I think we hit everything on our list except for we were supposed to go on a night safari on night 2. And so Google Maps showed us that the night safari was at the zoo was about 30 minutes away from our hotel. So we're like, okay, cool. We'll leave with 45 minutes time to get there. So we go down, we grab the taxi, and we're telling him where we're going, and the taxi driver just starts laughing. And when someone just starts laughing at you, you know it's never a good sign. And so he just starts laughing, and we're like, is there something wrong with the zoo? Is there something that we need to know? And he's like, you're never gonna make it. He was like, by the time you get there, you're gonna have 30 minutes tops to walk around and see the animals, and you're gonna have missed the show. I guess it's a known thing to everybody except us that I guess it was rainy season, so it did start to rain a little bit while we were heading to the zoo. But I guess because of the rain and just generally traffic that way, he was saying it would have taken us an hour and a half, not 30 minutes, to get to the zoo. And so we ended up just going to a bar that I had as an extra on our list called C'est La Vie. And it was nice. It was a little rooftop bar. We got to see great cityscapes. So it all ended up working out. We were a little bummed that we didn't get to go to the zoo and see the night safari, but things happen for a reason. So we got to hit something else out on the list. But generally, yeah, we had a great time. The locals are and were extremely friendly. I think it was a little disconcerting for me for a few days. I was the only Black person that I saw for about 3 days. And so it was a little disconcerting for a long time, just walking around the hotel or walking around Singapore and really not seeing any brown or black people. Eventually that changed a little bit when we went to the Clarke Quay. I started seeing more tourists and people who were not just Asian or white tourists. And then going to Little India, started to see more brown people and people of color. So, but I never felt judged or discriminated against or got any sense that there was any sort of racism. Like I said, like people were very, very kind and very, very courteous. So none of that. But yeah, we had a really, really good time. But we are glad to be back. Oak is glad to have us back. You're glad to have us back. Yeah. So thank you for following along with our Singapore travel vlog, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.